Everyone finds a way to be significant. Most people find a way to be significant by having a significant problem. Why? Because if I'm really successful, you might like me for a while, but after a while, most people get annoyed with someone who's always happy and successful. Yeah, easy for you! Who knows what I'm talking about here? Raise your hand, right? But if you got big-ass problems, who's going to be upset with you? You're not competing with them. So you have huge problems, you go, oh, I understand. But if you're doing really well, it's like easy for you. So most of us unconsciously learn to create big problems as a way to connect because it's the safest way to connect and not be rejected. Some of you do it like she does, by trying to please everybody all the time. Thinking if I please you enough, then you'll come to me, you'll give me what I'm really wanting too, which is what she wants. But it doesn't work that way. It works sometimes, but not all the time, and not even the majority of the time.
Today is not about me. Today is about you. I know what it feels like to sit on a bench. I know what it feels like to get knocked down. I know what it feels like to have a hope and a dream, and nobody believes in it but a few people. But here's what I know. If you wake up in the morning and cut off the news, and every single day you look like success and look like money, and every time you go into a home, you understand the power of likability. Every time you go into a home, you make sure you don't communicate, you make sure you connect. I guarantee you, over time as you water that tree, over time as you build that root system, over time, I promise you, that tree will grow, and before you know it, you will have your own little personal harvest. And don't you quit until you're number one.
One of the things I have realized, and many of us have, that if you want something out of life, if you want to change yourself, if you want to acquire something, if there's some goal that you want to reach, that is really not easy as some people will make us feel. That living your dream, changing your behaviors, overcoming negative habits, it's challenging. It's hard. That living alone is just very difficult. And once we begin to come to grips with the fact that living is difficult, life is very challenging. When you're working on something you want to achieve, you have got to stand up to that voice. You've got to sell yourself every day on your abilities, on what you're doing, on the goal that you want to reach. You've got to sell yourself every day, every day, every day. According to your level of belief, it will manifest itself in what you're doing. Whatever we have right now, whatever we're demonstrating in our lives, is a result of what we believe subconsciously that we deserve. And part of increasing that belief level is that you have got to convince yourself every day.
You know, a lot of times people do read body language, they do read people, they know what's going on, but they don't do much about it because they've gotten used to it. I always tell people you get what you tolerate. And if you go to a meeting and everybody's on their cell phone when you're talking about something important and you just let that continue, pretty soon the meetings are a total waste of time. So what I really believe is when you read something, you got to act on it. You got to do something. You can't lead other people if you're the one on your phone in the middle of the meeting either, right? So you got to lead by example. You've got to not tolerate within yourself or other people things that don't support what you are. And you've got to, when you see there's a challenge, you see there's something that's not congruent, they're saying one thing and they're feeling another, you got to meta comment, say, tell me more, what's really going on? If you get in the habit of doing that, then you're never going to be bored in a business meeting again, first of all. People get bored because people are just saying the same things over and over again. They're managing their business, they're managing their life, they're not innovating, they're not creating, they're not digging deep, they're not pushing each other. When you get a culture of people, and all it takes is one, where a leader steps in and they will not settle for a half-assed answer, and they can be playful, they can be funny, they can be warm, they can be direct, they can be crazy about it, but they keep probing, you're going to get to what's real. And when you get to what's real, that's when you start creating breakthroughs in business and in life.
Most of us don't use the stuff that we have brought into the universe. And we want to make a conscious, deliberate, determined effort to start living life with a sense of urgency and using what we've got. Using ourselves up. Sharing what we brought into the universe to share. Because if we don't, nobody else will.